Is Phoenix, Arizona one of the top cities in all of America to live in? Well, if that is a question that you want answered, this is the video for you. You can make the argument that Phoenix is the top city, the top metroplex to live in for all kinds of different reasons that we're gonna cover on this video. I'm gonna make the case that Phoenix is one of the top cities to live in all of America, and I'm gonna give you 10 reasons as to why I think that is the case. And if you're not sure what you think about Phoenix after this video, you'll have a very good idea and hopefully a very strong opinion as to whether you believe or don't believe in these top 10 reasons I'm gonna give you today. So buckle up, put your seatbelt on, strap in.
Buckle up for safety, always buckle up.
We're going for a ride in this video as we explore everything that makes Phoenix such a special place. But first, this video is sponsored by none other than our beloved real estate team, Cook & Associates Real Estate Advisors, located right here in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. And if you didn't know, we have well over 430 5-star reviews on Google. So if you're thinking about buying or selling any real estate here, please give us a call. We would love to help you out. So here we go. We're gonna give you these 10 reasons, but they are going to be in no particular order. We're gonna start off with number 1, and that is location. Now hold on, the location is special, guys. It is located in the central part of the state of Arizona. Now Phoenix sits in the ideal location right in the center of the Sonoran Desert. That's right, guys, this is the only place in all of America where you will find the saguaro cactus. And again, what makes this climate so special in the Sonoran Desert is the fact that it is one of the greenest, most wettest deserts in the entire world. And again, not only is it unique because it has these unique saguaro cacti, which are just beautiful. By the way, it says it takes about 100 years to grow just one arm of the saguaro. So it's pretty special how old these cactus really are. And they also provide shelter and water for a lot of the wildlife in the desert. Even though it is the greenest and wettest desert in the world, it's still a desert. You have well over 300 days of sunshine every single year, which makes this awesome. Okay, I hear all the naysayers out there, but it's hot, Kelly. I know, it is hot. And the sunshine brings the heat too as well, but here's why the location's so special. If you look at the map right here, you can see that even though Phoenix is in the middle of the state, did you know that in Arizona, you can get up to the mountain country, the North Rim, in just as little as 2 hours or even less than an hour and a half, depending on where you're located in the Phoenix Valley. You have areas in northern Arizona which are beautiful and they have different climates than the desert climate. You have Flagstaff, which is basically like living in Colorado. It is a extremely highly elevated mountain town that you can ski. So picture this, you're getting 75-degree warm weather, and for some reason you get the nerve to ski. You get the itch to ski a little bit. Instead of hopping on a plane and going to Colorado or Utah or someplace like that, you can literally just drive 2 hours north or less than that potentially and be on a slope enjoying some amazing skiing where the temperature is 20 degrees. When you left, it was 75 in Phoenix just 2 hours later. And then when you're done skiing and you're done having fun in the snow, guess what? You're gonna drive 2 hours south and you're back in t-shirts and shorts hanging out in warm weather. Conversely, when it's hot in the summertime, you can leave and go up to Flagstaff, you can leave, go to Sedona, you can leave, go to Prescott, Payson, these places up in the Northern Rim, and the temperature can swing from 20 to 30, 35 degrees less than what it is in Phoenix. Potentially if it's 110 degrees in Phoenix that day, it could be 80 or 77 degrees, something like that in Flagstaff as an example. So it's a beautiful variety of weather within your own state in a matter of just driving an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on where you want to go. And last but not least, when it comes to location, you are just a 6-hour drive to the coast in Los Angeles. You're about 5.5 hours to San Diego. You're about 4.5 hours to Las Vegas. You are just about 4 hours to the ocean in Mexico at Rocky Point. That's right, guys. So you are just smack dab in the middle of a lot of cool places. By the way, if you want to take a flight, there are multiple flights every single day from Phoenix nonstop to Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Vegas, and more places that you get there in about an hour or less. So it's extremely efficient flight to get to those places. And that's why the location is so special living here in the Phoenix area. All right, number 2 is going to be golf. Now, even if you don't like golf, this is still a valid reason. Why? Because golf brings so many other things that benefit the economy for the Phoenix area, because there are a lot of people who come from all over the world to golf here in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. So did you know there are over 200 courses in the greater Phoenix, Arizona area? The ability to have access to a lot of golf, whether it be municipal golf, whether it be traditional style courses, whether it be desert style courses, private courses, you name it. Some of these designed by the most world-renowned architects when it comes to golf and professional golf players. And out of those 200 golf courses in the entire greater Phoenix Metroplex, 50 of them are located right in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's why Scottsdale is nicknamed the golf mecca of the world. It is the place that people come to experience golf. And people love to experience desert golf courses specifically because it is so unique and so different than most other courses throughout the entire country that obviously don't have a desert climate. Obviously, the professionals in the sport agree with Scottsdale and Phoenix as well as such a great place for golf because there is a PGA Tour event. Arguably, it's called the greatest show on grass, located in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it happens the week of the Super Bowl every single week, which is about the first or second week in February. This is called the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and it's again known primarily for its stadium setting for the hole 16 on the course, which is completely enclosed for a par 3 course and is unlike anything you've experienced when witnessing golf in person. If you haven't been there, I highly recommend that you go. But this is an incredible event that has over 100,000 people visit every single day of the tournament throughout the week. Now, on top of that, you have the Charles Schwab Cup, which is played in the fall in Scottsdale as well. And then you do have the NCAA men's and women's championships typically occur in Scottsdale as well, as they're hosted there also, because again, it's such a great venue and weather for golf. So let's talk green fees real quick. It can get kind of expensive. Green fees will depend primarily on the season. And a pro tip as well for a lot of people who aren't from the Arizona area, you may be used to getting a 9-hole rate and or a walking rate in a lot of your courses that you golf at around America or wherever you're coming from. But in Arizona, it's more rare. You typically don't have hardly any places that offer 9-hole rates. Some do, but it's rare. And there's not a walking rate as well. Pretty much because most of the courses are desert style courses, you do have to ride and there is no discount if you want to walk the course. And if you walk the course, it's going to be a little more challenging because a lot of the holes sometimes aren't connected just super easy back to back to back like in most courses throughout America. So that makes it a little more different than what most people are used to in the traditional style of a golf course that most people have in America. So keep in mind that if you want to play just 9 holes, you'll be limited to the courses you can actually go to for a discount on that rate. Otherwise, just play more than 9 and you're going to pay for the same amount regardless. Last but not least, let's talk about the private country clubs. There are 39 private country clubs in the greater Phoenix area alone, with 14 of them actually being located in Scottsdale by itself. That's right, so there is a lot of country club golf. They are beautiful courses, and of course they're private unless you're a member of the country club. Now, what do these cost? It just depends, as on anything. You have some clubs that might have a buy-in as low as around $50,000 to $60,000 right now, and you have other ones that are approaching $1 million for a buy-in, and then of course you have your monthly fees and dues upon all of that. So it just depends what experience, what level you want when it comes to your private country club experience and the type of courses you want to play. But I can tell you now, if you want to be around some PGA or Live Golf Tour professionals, you're going to be looking at Whisper Rock and Silverleaf as the top 2 courses that do currently have the most professional members located within them. Okay, let's jump to number 3. Number 3 is the protected preserve desert areas. Wow, that's a lot. Well, why is that important? It's important because the outdoor lifestyle is a huge one for living in Phoenix. Does that mean you won't like living in Phoenix if you don't like to be outdoors doing things? No, not at all. But if you do, oh my goodness, it is one of the best places in America because the Sonora Desert is such a beautiful place to explore and to check out. So if you like hiking, if you love mountain biking, if you love running and just being outside and exploring and being an active lifestyle, then Phoenix is going to be a great place for that. There are over 41,000 areas of desert parks within the greater Phoenix area and mountain preserves, and 200 plus miles of trails as well. And because Phoenix sits down in a valley, that's why they call it the Valley of the Sun, it is surrounded by mountains throughout each side of it. All those mountains do provide that experience. The preserve area where nothing's being built in a lot of these places, and you can have access for mountain biking, great mountain biking, hiking, exploring, mountain jogging, trail running, etc. So it is awesome to be able to do that, and that's why it comes in with my top areas to live in Phoenix, because they protect a lot of these areas with a lot of trailheads and specific things that people can do for that active lifestyle. Number 4 for Phoenix is going to be the art scene. That's right, Phoenix has an elaborate art scene with a lot of different variety. Phoenix has a lot of different museums, and the variety is incredible, but a lot of these museums are award-winning for what they specialize in. For example, you have the Heard Museum, which specializes in the American Indian culture. You have one of the world's largest collections of desert plant life at the Desert Botanical Gardens, which is just beautiful. You have to check this out if you never have before. You have architecture. Frank Lloyd Wright inspired specific architecture, which is huge here in the Phoenix, as he designed so many different things throughout the Phoenix area. Taliesin West is his mainstay that is still a museum today. People can tour as one of the houses that he designed and built for himself. Then a lot of Southwest art, as you can imagine, with the Pueblo Grande Museum. And then of course the most recent, newest museum that was built several years ago is the Musical Instrument Museum, which is just phenomenal, paying tribute to all the different musical artists and instruments that have come before us in the past. You will not be disappointed in the art scene when you come to Phoenix. Number 5 on the list is Sky Harbor International Airport. That's right, this is a phenomenal airport because it is not only a huge airport servicing the 5th largest city in all of America, but it has this feel, it's hard to explain, of walking into an airport that is a mid-major city style airport. It is very efficient, is very well ran and organized, and it just has a great feel from that standpoint, but yet has the ability to move a lot of passengers every single day throughout the year. In fact, last year it moved over 44 million passengers with over 418,000 landings and takeoffs throughout the year. That's equivalent to about 120,000 daily people it's moving throughout the airport, with over 1,200 flights each and every single day. 24 airlines currently operate out of Phoenix Sky Harbor, with non-stop destinations to over 120 different cities directly from Phoenix, and with 23 non-stop international destinations as well. It has 3 different terminals, Terminal 2, 3, and 4. So where's Terminal 1? Terminal 1 used to be the main terminal and only terminal when Phoenix Sky Harbor was first built, but when it started to expand, it got knocked down and was never replaced, so they just bumped up to 2, 3, and 4, and those 3 terminals are busy. But the best thing about Phoenix Sky Harbor, in my opinion, is the location. It's not too often you have an airport that is well located no matter where you live throughout the entire Phoenix area. It is smack dab almost right in the center of the greater Phoenix area. If you look at the map here, you can see that it's right there centralized, which is amazing. So if you live in the far west, the far east, north, south, wherever, you're going to be still located within a fairly decent commute to the airport, as opposed to if it's on just one side of the Phoenix area and you live on the opposite side, you would have a extreme long drive to the airport when you had to go. That makes living almost anywhere in the Phoenix area a reasonable commute and an option to live if you have to get to the airport a lot for your work or whatever it may be when living in Phoenix. Okay, coming in number 6 is the world-class entertainment that Phoenix has. That's right, it does have world-class entertainment. You will not be bored when living in Phoenix. There are always something to do. There are multiple different concert venues throughout the entire city, ranging from small to large, indoor to outdoor, and the biggest names in all of entertainment do come to Phoenix. So let's stick with some of these concert venues and talk about these for a second. You have concert venues like the Arizona Financial Theater. You have the Talking Stick Amphitheater. You have the Footprint Center downtown. You have the Desert Diamond Arena out in the Westgate Glendale area. You have the Orpheum, which is an amazing quaint theater to go watch an event. You have Chase Field downtown as well, which can be indoor or outdoor. And the list goes on and on and on. That's just to name a few. So it depends on what style of event that it may be hosting or how you want to watch an event, but you will not be disappointed. There are things happening all the time. Let's talk about sports too as well. You have the Super Bowl, you have the golf event for the PGA Tour, you have spring training throughout the entire month of February and March. You have Westworld, which is a cool venue for the Arabian Horse Show and other things like that, which is more quaint, located in Scottsdale. So plenty to do from the standpoint of world-class entertainment. Okay, number 7 on our list is going to be resorts. That's right, Phoenix has some of the best resorts out of any other city in the entire country. I'd put up Phoenix against anyone when it comes to that. There are some beautiful, outstanding resorts from 5 diamond to 4 diamond, from 5-star to 4-star, and everything in between. It is gorgeous. Indoor style resorts, outdoor style resorts with the pools, the lazy rivers, the slides, the super slides that some of these resorts have, from the Waldorf Astoria Resort in the Biltmore up to the JW Marriott Resort with the huge, beautiful lazy river in North Phoenix, over to the Talking Stick Resort in Scottsdale with a rooftop pool. And the list goes on and on and on. If you don't live in Phoenix, you need to come down and experience staying at one of the resorts that are down here. It is truly like being on vacation. When you see the commercials of people staying, at Hawaii or some tropical location, yes, we don't have the water when it comes to Phoenix, but outside of that, picture yourself doing the exact same lifestyle, the exact same leisure vacation by water. It's just not salt water. It is resort style pool water that you'll be next to, but still getting all those same benefits of that leisurely vacation. If you live in Phoenix, you have to experience some of these resorts, especially when it comes to staycations. Now, you can definitely do it in January, which is awesome, but in the summertime, these resorts are offering all kinds of discounts to get people to come do a staycation for a day or two on a weekend in July, in June, in August, when they are obviously not as busy because people aren't coming to visit Phoenix in those times because it's hot. So whether you want to stay on the west side at the Wigwam Resort in Litchfield Park, whether you want to stay in the central part of the Phoenix area, maybe at the Monte Lucia in Paradise Valley, or whether you want to stay in North Scottsdale at the famous Four Seasons Troon Resort, you cannot go wrong. There are so many outstanding resorts to choose from when coming to Phoenix, so let us know if you have more questions about that. We'd be happy to point you in the right direction. Number 8 is going to be development in Phoenix. Guys, Phoenix is rapidly growing when it comes to commercial development and residential development. It's currently a shortage of supply when it comes to residential housing in Phoenix. On the commercial side, Phoenix is tops in the nation when it comes to some of the lowest vacancy rates when it comes to office commercial space. They are also leading the nation when it comes to development space for industrial warehouse space that is being built throughout the entire Phoenix area, with Dallas being in second position there. So there are a lot of companies using all this space that Phoenix is building for distributing things throughout the rest of the country. So Phoenix is on the map when it comes to development and future job growth throughout the Phoenix area. And that's why development is so exciting to watch. And there's a lot of room for growth here in the Phoenix area with that. Number 9 is actually going to be the sports scene. That's right. Did you know that Phoenix is actually only one of 13 cities that has the 4 major professional sports in the same city? That's right. So you have football, the Arizona Cardinals. You have basketball, the Phoenix Suns. You have baseball, the Arizona Diamondbacks that almost won the World Series this year. And then you have hockey, which is their Arizona Coyotes. So Phoenix is rich when it comes to professional sports. Outside those 4 sports, it also has several other sports that are professional sports that are notable. And that is the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA. That is the Phoenix Rising, which is professional soccer. And then you have the Arizona Rattlers, which is the indoor football league for that. Then you also have spring training, where half of the MLB teams come down for the Cactus League in February and March and play that. You also have the Waste Management Phoenix Open, which is the PGA Tour event. You have multiple college football games, including the Fiesta Bowl, which is the top bowl game for the Phoenix area. And you have NASCAR with 2 events every single year happening at the Phoenix International Raceway. So it is rich with sports, and the sports scene in Phoenix probably cannot be topped, especially with the weather that we have. So the sports scene plays a huge role in the economy for Phoenix and is a great attractor for a population of people moving down to Phoenix as well. Okay, number 10, last but not least, is going to be real estate. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Real estate is huge. People have to have a place to live, whether they rent or buy, but real estate is dynamic in Phoenix. It is very diverse. It truly is. Now, there are a lot of tract homes that have earth tone colors throughout the Phoenix area. I get that. However, if you want something besides that, Phoenix has it. It has it in multiple different places throughout the entire area. There are large custom homes. You want a Midwest style feel, you can go to the Central City Corridor or the Arcadia area, and you have these huge mature trees with tree-lined streets You can have that if you want it with sidewalks and grass in the front yards. So you can have that. If you want a mountaintop estate, you can have that out in Silverleaf and other places too. You want to live on a lake, you want water in your backyard, that is a possibility. That happens in multiple different subdivisions throughout the entire Phoenix area. In fact, I have a whole video on that you can watch. You want a high-rise condo feel. You want an ability to walk out of your condo and go to a local coffee shop or a grocery store and have the walkability score be very high. We did videos on that because there are plenty of spaces in Old Town Scottsdale or downtown Phoenix that offer that experience as well. This lock and leave aspect of a second home throughout Scottsdale, there's plenty of places like that and other places also. So if you want real estate and you want a specific style of real estate, of lifestyle that you live full-time in or as a second home, Phoenix has you covered. It is going to be very hard to beat Phoenix when it comes to the real estate scene down here. So I'd highly recommend you to give us a call if you have any more questions about any of these topics or real estate in general. 480-660-5974 or info@cookandassociatesaz.com, or check us out right here on our Instagram page at Kelly Cook Homes. We're putting out daily content about these things and multiple other things about Phoenix on a daily basis. So don't be shy and don't forget to call me.